Hello, during this video, Sergey and I will be role-playing a physician and a vaccine-hesitant patient. So, hello Sergey, thank you for coming into the office today. I heard you and your family were wanting to get vaccinated or get the COVID vaccine, but the nurse expressed that you had some concerns. Would you want to talk about those with me?
Yes, ma'am, I do have some concerns, and my biggest concern is that vaccine was made too quickly, and I'm not sure if it was tested properly.
Okay, Sergey, well, I have this PowerPoint I made for frequently asked questions, and luckily I have that on one of my slides. So actually, according to the CDC, SARS-CoV was first discovered in Asia in 2003, so it is not a new development, it's not random, and the outbreak lasted about 6 months. The scientists were able to identify SARS-CoV protein, which is a spike protein, and were able to control the outbreak in 2003. So when the new outbreak happened in 2020, scientists were able to recognize the same spike protein from the same SARS coronavirus and make this vaccine. So it wasn't that it was done quickly, it's just that they had already identified this protein and the vaccine hadn't been made yet, but it was just because it wasn't needed at the time. So there was actually a lot of research done to this protein. For example, they already knew the mRNA code, so when there was an outbreak in 2020, mRNA for the vaccine provided instructions to build the unique spike protein for coronavirus inside of the vaccine.
Okay, well, I'm also scared that of the long-term effects of the vaccine. It was developed too fast, and I'm scared that no one knows it's going to happen to me in 20 or 30 years.
I can see how that is a pressing concern, but I guess it's how you look at the glass half full or half empty, right? So according to the CDC, COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective, and severe reactions after the vaccine are actually rare. It's like 1 in a million, if I'm not mistaken. And the benefits of COVID-19 vaccine continue to outweigh any potential risk. So with the vaccine, yes, you might get sick because you are injecting a virus into yourself, so you do want your body to have an immune response, which is positive, right? You want your body to be able to fight off anything bad, but you're not going to get a full-blown case of COVID where you can potentially end up on a ventilator or die because of it. So you'll be exposed in minimum portions, just so you can fight off the virus when it does attack fully. And to be honest, there were side effects of COVID infection, such as death, than you would get from the vaccine.
Okay, what about my kids? I heard that some kids might get an autism from the vaccine. Is that true?
So, no, that is not correct. I do know why it can be a misconception. So, in 2002, The Lancet published an article stating that vaccines did give children autism, but 12 years after the publishing, a landmark study that turned tens of thousands of parents around the world against the measles, mumps, and rubella MMR vaccine because of an implied link between vaccination and autism. The Lancet actually retracted its paper in 2010. So evidence proved that was not fact-based. The writer was actually misleading and making up his results to give the public false results. But also, according to the CDC, studies have shown that there is no link between receiving vaccines and developing autism. And the results showed that the total amount of antigens from the vaccine received was the same between children with autism and those that did not have autism. So there's no correlation at all.
Okay. Well, I also heard that government uses vaccine to put a microchip in people. Is that true?
Unfortunately, that is not true. So here I have some pictures. This is a dog microchip right here. If you can see that it's bigger than a grain of rice, which is pretty big. It's pretty visible to the eye. And you can see the needle here that's used to insert that microchip into a dog. Whereas look at the size of the needle for the COVID vaccine. It would be, I don't know who would be able to manufacture such a small chip, but it's definitely not in the COVID vaccine. And then also these vials for the COVID vaccine are multiple use. So there's no way to determine whether you get one microchip and one person gets none, or one person gets 5 microchips and then the other one gets none. It's just not, there would be no way for them to determine who got the microchip and who didn't. So of course it's not true.
Okay, that makes sense. What about for people who had COVID? Like, for example, I had COVID a year ago, and I think that I might be already immune to it. So why do I need a vaccine?
That's a very good question, and I understand your concern. But according to the CDC, getting a COVID-19 vaccine after having COVID-19 provides additional protection against the virus that causes COVID-19. People who already had COVID-19 and do not get vaccinated after their recovery are more likely to get COVID again than those who are vaccinated. So it basically just helps your body build memory immune responses. So when the virus does attack again, your body basically already has the weapons to destroy the virus instead of going into the battle blind.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Dr. Frida, about explaining me everything about the COVID-19 vaccines. I greatly appreciate your help today.
Yeah, no problem. And here are some references if you do not decide to get the vaccine today and want to look up some more information.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right, have a good day.